Let's go. Did you just read that article on the cryptobasic.com? Listen, major things are happening. This is what it says. Ripple CTO, XRPL to become favored platform for tokenized real world assets within 18 months. Of course, there's no guarantees, but if that happens, do you realize the trillions that might be flowing across the XRPL and what it would do to that price? Not financial advice, of course. I'm not a financial advisor. This got me fired up. Wait a minute. Shout out to whoever posted this. I believe it was an individual on Twitter named Crypto Barbie. Well, shout out to Crypto Barbie because this was a boom, right? Whoa, let's read this little article here. All right. Got me fired up. During an interview following Schwartz's presentation at the Apex 2023 Developer Summit, the Ripple CTO highlighted several key factors that make the XRPL an attractive platform for real-world asset tokenization. The trillions. I'm so ready. I'm a little fired up. Schwartz noted that the XRPL's low transaction fees. Listen, wait. I'm going to say this now. I got low transaction fees and seamless integration with the decentralized exchanges make it ideal for launching tokenized real world assets. Wait a minute. Now, I know he probably will not do something like this, but I would always add in. Remember how trusted the XRPL is because of its association with banks. Remember how respected it is. Remember that word gets around to big money of who else is using the big money. And if the banks are using XRPL in any kind of way, and they are, right, they're set up to, then the big money will look at it as well and say, hey, that's a little bit attractive to us. And I think that's a big reason why he's saying that. Of course, that's just speculation. I mean, he's saying this himself, though. He said that it's going to become an attractive platform for real world asset tokenization. What does that mean? How do you interpret that? That means it's going to be at the top, somewhere at the top. I think it's going to be number one. I think up there with Algorand. I really do. But that is, let's keep going. Schwartz noted that XRPL's low transaction fees and seamless integration with decentralized exchanges make it ideal for launching tokenized real-world assets. In parallel, he pointed out the importance of accessibility and flexibility when dealing with tokenized assets. Schwartz stated that users want to conveniently buy, sell, hold, and transfer assets without being tied to a specific currency. And let me tell you this. Doing that and then having all that value loosened up. And there's a lot. And I don't know if I talked about that on this channel or if it was on the economic and financial channel. But I was saying in one of these videos that there's a lot of old money, right, that's being passed to a new generation that is inheriting that old money, but they don't care about those assets and they want to move that value. They want to capitalize on that value. Now, they haven't been able to do that before because it's very difficult to find buyers these days, right? It will be easier in the future to liquidate that value, to move that value, trade that value, however you want to phrase that. It will be very easy to do so in the future because of things like this on systems as secure as the XRPL. That is a lot of trapped value of all kinds, fine art, homes, grandma's old gold tea kettle, who knows, from the 1800s, 1600s, whatever. That value will be able to flow and be accessed. And let me tell you something. I'm saying this because I've seen a lot of things where there's a lot of, I'll just phrase it as pieces that have moved out there in the last 2 years that I would have never thought would move, and new buyers acquiring those pieces. You get what I'm saying? So there's a lot of value there. It says in this context, Schwartz argued that the XRPL provides proximity to a wide range of assets. That's what I'm saying, allowing for easy exchange. He added that this easy access and broad applicability is one of the crucial benefits of the XRPL. It says tokenization on XRPL to start within 18 months. That's not long, folks. Now, like I said, there's no guarantee. Doesn't mean things are going to explode at that time, but it is exciting to know that it could, that there's the possibility, right? There's always the possibility in both directions, right? It's just a matter of how you want to look at it. My father used to always tell me about this glass half full thing. I used to hate when he used to say that, right? But he was teaching a good lesson. And he would come to me and say, son, is the glass half? He would fill the cup up with water, right? Obviously, he got that from somewhere. And he'd fill his cup up and he says, son, is the glass half full or half empty? And I'm sitting there. Each time you get a different answer, I'm really measuring. It wasn't about really measuring. It was about my perception of reality, how I view things. Do I view things positively? Do I view things negatively is what it was really about, and I'm sitting there and I'm measuring. I don't know, Father. Looks a little empty to me. It did a couple of times. Looked like there was only a little bit of water in there, He should have. I think he should have just made it. It's supposed to be right in the middle, right? So that way, it's just purely the person's mind that's telling them that there's a lot or a little, right? But there's not actually a truly visible discrepancy in the measurement, right? Anyway, so we got a little bit more. Let's read this little piece here. It says tokenization on XRPL to start within 18 months. Now, wait a minute. If the XRPL is primarily a banker's blockchain, and it is. And I firmly believe they're going to dominate that. This is where they're going to move a lot of the big money. I personally believe it's not financial advice. It's not a guarantee. I'm not a part of Ripple's team, so I don't know. But looking at the research, you know how much value is locked up in bank vaults. Now, if they're going to digitize a lot of that information, right? And keep in mind the financial ties between countries. There's a lot of, let's say, for example, China has a lot of financial interest in the United States. The United States has a lot of financial interest in China. So their systems do a lot of transactions across each other. Right now, if you want to transfer data securely and you already have this new financial system hub that it looks like everything's going to be flowing through, then a lot of that information and value attached to those things will flow through the new financial system. Right. So, I mean, look, let's say you have your gold bars in this bank over here. Oops, knocked my lamp over. You have your gold bars in this bank over here, and then you want to transfer them to another country, which a lot of that's going to be happening. I'm just using gold as an example. A lot of that's going to be happening because people are moving back and forth, back and forth. They're moving all around. They're buying properties in a lot of different places, making sure that wherever is doing well, they can have a place of peace. So you don't have to actually move those gold bars or that platinum or that silver. Now you have a much more secure and instant way with liquidity, by the way, to transfer that value from those gold bars, which will transfer right over the system with the data, the information, your name attached, all that other stuff, over to that bank, which already has some gold, right? There's specialist banks. And then it's attached to some new gold bar that value your data and everything like that, to say that now your value's been moved over here and it's still attached to something physical without those gold bars or whatever the asset is actually moving. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is a game changer in my humble opinion. Like, am I thinking about this the right way? Like, I think I am. It says, furthermore, Schwartz predicted that the XRPL would be a favored platform for launching tokenized assets within 18 months. Favored by who? Huh? Because all of the different companies that are looking to go heavy in tokenizing assets, they're all big money, mostly big money. Mostly big money has been talking about how many trillions, we've covered the articles, right? How many trillions are going to be flowing because of tokenized assets. What was the last one we read about? Was that Citibank? And what was the one before that? I think JP Morgan talked about it quite a few times. All these big money people are talking about tokenizing assets. They know how much of that capital is going to flow, and they know whatever assets is flowing through, whatever native tokens of those blockchains or whatever technology they're using, it flows through. Those prices can, not a guarantee, but can stay elevated. That's logical. If you have a high volume, you have high value flowing across those chains, then those prices develop what? They develop a price cushion. We saw that recently with gold. Now, with gold, when we first start covering gold, it was super low. Okay, very, very low. Then the central banks start buying at record rates that propped it up a little bit. Then when those banks went down in the spring, it created another cushion. So there was like a primary cushion and a secondary cushion where the price to this day is still elevated. It was hovering somewhere between the high 1800s and the low 1900s. Then before that, after the people pulled the secondary cushion out from the bank runs that happened and the banks going under, and they put their money into this safe haven asset gold, they start pulling some out, and then it came down a little bit, but it was hovering before like high 1900s, low 2000s, right? So that same thing, that's an example. That's a great example. So, but with this, you're looking at that primary cushion being from big money companies, possibly. We'll see. I think that's what we're looking at when he says it will be a favorite platform for launching tokenized assets, because that's who's talking about it the most. I mean, I'll change my mind once I hear something different. It says the short nature of the timeline, and that's why I'm excited. It's so close. We'll see. There's no guarantees. Things could change. I know that, but it's still fun. It's fun to get excited. The short nature of the timeline, which the Ripple CTO hinted at, sparked enthusiasm among the XRP army. So I'm not the only one. Yeah, let's go XRP army. Yeah, we on the same page. I like it. Oh yeah. Anyway, what the heck? Something fell. This is XRP influencer. I want to pronounce this correctly. Amelie took to the X platform to share a snippet of the interview, adding, quote, "The future is XRP. Talk that truth." That's right. I believe that's the truth. Yeah, 100%. And then the person says, wow, and posted the video. That's why I said shout out to this person, Amelie at Crypto Barbie. That's the handle, Crypto Barbie. Shout out to Crypto Barbie for dropping this video. This little clip here is powerful. It says, meanwhile, in the interview, Schwartz highlighted the expanding role of tokenization and its impact on reshaping the world of finance. He first noted that people are beginning to recognize the inefficiencies of transferring certain value types. The Ripple CTO, and we'll close out with this a little bit here. The Ripple CTO stressed that tokenization will democratize access to various financial products. According to him, it will particularly favor individuals in countries with limited traditional financial services. It goes in the opposite way because, see, those countries with limited financial access, they have huge resources that are going to be tokenized. They want to track everything. There's too much theft going on. They need to know where this is going, who has it, how long has it been there. They will tokenize oil. They already tried. They are tokenizing gold already, right? Digital, well, it's in different ways, but they do have digital assets backed by gold. You could look at Zimbabwe, right? Which is very interesting. Stellar is so deep in all these regions, right? So you have that tokenization of silver to tokenization. And I'm talking about like they're tokenized already in just small ways. I'm talking about in mass when everything is tokenized. And that's what we're trying to build towards. And it's flowing. It's constantly flowing. And it's going to do that because it's going to get easier to deal with that value. And that, chef's kiss. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a fantastic time. Oh, I can't wait. All right. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, won't you look at that? Almost 15 minutes on the dot. Almost 15 minutes. Somebody was like, oh, you make the video be like 15 minutes. Video's 15 minutes today. See, I listen. I hear you. I'm in the comment sections. I hear you. Tomorrow will be a regular video, though. So until next time, let's get to the money.